What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Red Zone Blitz. Your host Dave from Wake Up It's Football, and you got Ezra from Idiot Sports Talk.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back from my bye week, and I'm ready to rock and roll and do some robot dancing here on Wake Up It's Football.
All right, sounds good. We got 2 games left before the Super Bowl. Got the NFC and the AFC Championship games. So let's get right to it. We got the NFC Championship game. You got the 49ers headed to Atlanta to face the Falcons. Ezra, what are your thoughts on this game?
What are my thoughts? Before I get on this specific game, we got to talk about the amazing divisional round that was. Can you say, amazing? Hopefully in this video, we won't be taking the same angle Raheem Moore did. And let's get on point, and that's what I'm going to do now. Kaepernick and his most amazing playoff game. One of the all-time great performances about a QB, I must say. Maybe I'm overrating it a little bit, but it was the most rushing yards by a QB in history in any game. Playoff, regular season, flag football. It was a great performance. And against this Atlanta defense, I don't think they had the speed to neutralize Kaepernick's running ability. I think it has to be Mike Smith's schemes, the way he covers his defensive schemes out there. I think it has to be won before the snap. That's how the Atlanta Falcons, they have to confuse him. And defensively, for the 49ers versus the Falcons, they match up pretty well. We know they have one of the best defenses in the NFL, probably the best. And when the Smith brothers are going, they can take out any QB. And that's how you slow down the Falcons and their big play abilities. Because we know Roddy White, Julio Jones, they get down the field. And if they don't have enough time, you can't get those big plays. And you know, Patrick Willis, Bowman, they have the speed to also stop Tony Gonzalez. But for some reason, I'm just a believer in the Atlanta Falcons this year. I think Mike Smith will win the battle to confuse Kaepernick, and I think they'll find some protection packages to get Julio Jones, Roddy White down the field for those big plays. And Tony Gonzalez, a Hall of Famer. I'm cheering for him since my Jets are not in these playoffs. Maybe I'm being a little biased, but that's the one guy I'm cheering for to win a ring this year. I'm not saying I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan now. I just don't want to see Tom Brady win another ring. So I'm going to go with Atlanta Falcons here because I'm just a believer in Mike Smith's schemes and the big playability of Matt Ryan.
And I'm not going to disagree with you. I think the Falcons is going to be the team that I'm going to cheer for, but I'm going to pick the 49ers. And here's why. The 49ers just embarrassed my Green Bay Packers on Saturday, and it was a very, very tough game to watch. Now, you have Colin Kaepernick, this young guy, second year in the league, and he can get it done in the air. He can get it done on the ground. If you want to get Colin Kaepernick, if you want to confuse him, if you want to make him force turnovers, if you want to really just beat up the 49ers, you're obviously going to have to get to him. You have an offensive line in San Francisco that has 3 first-rounders there. And if they didn't have those 3 first-rounders, they didn't have the entire offensive line that they have, I'm not sure how successful San Francisco would be. So just with that, you know, they say that the game is won in the trenches. I favor the San Francisco 49er offensive line a little bit more than the Atlanta Falcons defensive line. As a fan, I'd like the Falcons to win because, you know, the Niners destroyed my Packers. But looking at it a little bit more, you know, realistically, I'm going to pick the Niners. And I don't know, that's really all I have to say. That's all I really have to say.
Yeah, that team matches up so well with the Falcons. But you can say the same thing about the Seahawks last week versus the Atlanta Falcons. And, you know, they made that great comeback. They actually had the lead before the end of that game. And that whole, how that turned out. But Matt Ryan, hey, he was big on that final drive. So let's give the man some credit. But I think a lot of 49er fans will agree Kaepernick is better than Russell Wilson.
Kaepernick,
what other people
yes.
think like that, I have no idea. But let's turn over. Let's talk about the AFC battle, the rematch, Ravens versus Patriots. This makes me want to vomit. David, who do you like? What do you think?
I like the Patriots in this one at Foxborough. I've said it too many times this year. You can't beat Tom Brady in Foxborough, and you really can't beat Tom Brady in Foxborough in the playoffs. As much as I like the story coming out of Baltimore, as much as I love seeing Ray Lewis do what he's done in these last 2 playoff games with all the tackles he's racked up. I think it was 13 tackles against the Colts, 17 tackles against the Broncos, and I picked against the Ravens, against the Colts. I picked them against the Broncos, and I think I'm going to pick against them against the Patriots. And if they end up being the Patriots, I'm done picking against them. I'm going to pick the Ravens to win the Super Bowl if they beat the Patriots this weekend. But with that being said, the Patriots are a team that can get it done on both sides of the ball. Their offense is starting to look a lot more dynamic because their run game is starting to, really pick up there. Tom Brady hasn't had a run game, honestly, in his entire career. But realistically,
well, no, I'm gonna.
Corey Dillon.
I'm sorry, I come out of nowhere.
Corey Dillon.
Darrelle Revis to pass deflection, but Corey Dillon never had the speed as these and the weapons these guys possess.
That's what I'm saying.
I give you that much credit, but Corey Dillon was a pretty good running back for the Patriots.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you have Shane Vereen, you have Stephen Ridley in the backfield. That's a second dimension to that offense that Tom Brady really isn't accustomed to, which is a positive. I'm not saying it's a negative. It's a positive. And they can get it done on the air. They can get it done on the ground. And is Rob Gronkowski being out a concern? To me, it's not. I think Tom Brady can still get it done. There's a lot of weapons on that offense where he can spread the ball around. And offensively, I think they're a huge threat. Defensively, they've been getting the job done. The addition of Aqib Talib, their midway point in the season before the trade deadline, was huge. He's stepped up for them, and I think that defense and that offense, both sides of the ball, has been looking great. The only thing I'm going to note before I let you in on the matchup here is Ray Lewis has had such an amazing career and such an amazing 2 playoff games here. It's going to be tough if he does lose. I'd like to see him get another ring, but I really don't know if they're going to be able to get the job done against the Patriots this week.
First off, if you thought, you vomited a little bit because I want Tony Gonzalez to win, and I'm cheering for that. I'm really cheering for the Ravens to crush the Patriots. I'm a Jets fan. I don't want to see Tom Brady yet again in a Super Bowl, but what can you say? This Patriots team is a monster. It's a machine. And like you mentioned, a running game, he hasn't had a running game like this in probably, 5-6 years. It's got speed. It's got explosiveness. They can catch the ball out of the field. They got 3-4 running backs back there. You forgot to add that sneaky little gremlin and Danny Woodhead. That man, he's the new Kevin Falk. Plain and simple. When you need a big third down conversion, he'll come out of nowhere. I know Crunk is missing, but you still got Aaron Hernandez, who's a matchup problem for every linebacker in the league. The Patriots, you know what? Enough about their offense. We know they have so many weapons up and down. But like you mentioned, their defense has stepped it up. Bill Belichick, the genius, the man knows how to create defensive schemes, hide his coverages, 3-4, 4-3, 46 defense. It's disgusting. It makes me want to vomit how much I'm giving credit to the Patriots right now. Ravens, now, I know it's going to seem like a matchup hell for the Ravens, but one thing I'll say about the Ravens so far this postseason, their pass rush has been incredible. I know you talk about Ray Lewis and want him to get a second ring. That's great. I don't really care about that. But Cougar, that defensive lineman has been insane. I think he's been the most dominant defensive player in these playoffs so far, and he's not getting any credit. The way he disrupted Luck, Peyton Manning, now he has to take down Tom Brady if they want to win this game. And obviously, they have to take away that run game and try to make him one-dimensional, or try to take away the passing game, which is nearly impossible because it's Tom Brady to make him you got to make the Patriots one-dimensional in this game.
Let me add to that, though. I've always said it. When it comes down to facing the Patriots, the blueprints lies in the first Super Bowl win the Giants had against the Patriots, where O.C. Umenyiora and Michael Strahan just completely got after Tom Brady. That's the only way you're going to beat the Patriots, regardless of where you play them, is when you get after Tom Brady. He's not a mobile quarterback. He gets out of the pocket, he's done. Okay.
You're right about that. You're right about that. But you can say that to about every quarterback in the league. You pressure him, you make him make
But that's
mistakes. You make him rush the throws. You disrupt the timing. All that. That's what you do to every quarterback in this league, and that's why defensive ends are probably the second highest paid position behind QBs, because that's how important the pass rush is. But Cougar, he's been so insane. This defense has stepped it up, and I want to give credit to Joe Flacco. I know I mentioned about Raheem Moore. He took a horrible angle at that disgusting play, but I want to give credit. Flacco, his pocket awareness was beautiful, and the way he's throwing the ball down the field to Smith, to Bolden, his wide receivers has stepped up big time, and Flacco's pocket awareness has been amazing so far these playoffs. So I think Flacco has to keep up his play. The wide receivers and the pass rush, if the Ravens want to have a chance. And one last thing, if the Patriots do want to win too, they have to limit Ray Rice's big play abilities, because he had a couple big plays versus the Broncos. So, but if I had to pick a winner, which I have to right now, I'm going with the Patriots once again, because I think they have too many weapons for this Ravens, and I think these Ravens are running off of a lot of emotion. I know that might sound a little corny, but I think they are, and I think it's gonna stop because the machine is in town.
Yeah, I mean, last thing about this game is going to be what we've just been talking about, pass rush. That's it, man. Point blank. The Patriots win if Tom Brady isn't pressured. I think the Ravens will win if Tom Brady gets forced out of the pocket, he's forced to make bad decisions, bad throws. That's the way you win.
I'm going to be cheering for that. I hope they hit him 26 times in this game. I'm going to be cheering for the Ravens all the way. I want the Patriots to be stopped.
I don't think anybody wants to see the Patriots in a Super Bowl besides Patriots fans. I mean, we've seen them there too many times. It's like, you know what? How about you give somebody else a chance, especially the Ravens and the story that they're riding right now. So, do I want to see the Patriots?
I just don't want to see the Patriots in it. Ravens could go. They could go to the Super Bowl. I won't be cheering for them. I'm cheering for the Falcons. Tony Gonzalez. He's got his first win in 17 years. That is ridiculous. Cheer for that man. Yeah. Hall of Famer. The greatest tight end the NFL has ever seen.
I'm going to agree with you. But on that note, man, that wraps it up. This is the last Red Zone Blitz before the Super Bowl. I'm pumped up for that one. You ready for next week? It's actually 2 weeks from now, the Super Bowl.
Come on, we can do a video next week. We could maybe, like I said, maybe we could have a robot dance-off.
Yeah, we're not doing a dance-off.
Because you know I'll win.
Yeah, you know what? You probably would.
Latino heat, baby. Latino heat.
All right. Anyway, guys, that wraps up the Red Zone Blitz episode. Ezra's being goofy right now, so we're not going to show you guys no dance-offs or anything like that. But stay tuned. We'll see what we're going to do with the next couple of weeks before the Super Bowl here. And we'll for sure bring you one before the Super Bowl, give you guys our thoughts on who wins, who loses, and maybe we'll show you a little bit of a clip where Ezra gets down. So, anyway, I'm out. Ezra, go ahead. Take care.
Have a good one, guys. See you soon.